I'm somebody everybody loves. I'm just matured. Wow. Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, and I remain Gloria, your personal host, and this is Becoming with Gloria. So today we're going to talk about something that feels very, very uncomfortable. Shrinking. The quiet way you disappear. Come forward if you're in this category. I want you to take a seat and listen to me because you just might need this. Nobody told you to be smaller. You just decided to be. And this is not because you are weak or you lack the confidence. And this is just because at some point, being your real self felt risky. So instead of you to keep showing up, you adjusted. You became that easy person, the quiet person, the less opinionated person, the less expressive person, the less visible person, that person that doesn't really give anybody issues. Everybody likes to be around the person because they know the person is easy to push around. The person is easy to take whatever you bring to their table. And you know the funny thing? You called it maturity. Oh, I'm somebody everybody loves. I'm just matured. Wow. You know, there's a version of shrinking that doesn't feel dramatic. You don't even quit your job. You don't leave your relationship. You don't disappear from the society. You're still in all these places. You're still there, but you are less. And the funny thing is, shrinking is not always someone silencing you. No, sometimes it is you silencing yourself. It happens really slowly until one day you realize that you haven't been really present in your own life. So, what actually is this shrinking that I've been talking about? So, shrinking is when you adjust yourself downward to maintain external comfort. You see, when they're saying get out of your comfort zone, maybe you that they talk to. You have to adjust yourself everywhere so that you can maintain that external comfort. That when people see, people really like that version of you, but internally you're dying. It is when you prioritize being accepted over being authentic. You prioritize your peace over truth. You prioritize being liked over being known. And you know what? It shows up everywhere, but you miss it. In your relationship, you don't say what bothers you. In your friendship, you laugh at things that hurt you. In the office, you hold back ideas because you don't want to look like, oh, that person that does too much. In the society, you edit yourself so that you can be digestible. Then you call it, oh, I'm humble. I just like keeping the peace. What you don't know is that sometimes it becomes self-abandonment. So tell me, how do you know you're shrinking? Let's get real. If you're a people's pleaser, you're shrinking. If you always say yes when you mean no, you're shrinking. If you never speak up in meetings but you complain after the meeting has ended, you're shrinking. Or you complain in private, you're shrinking. If you make yourself small so that you can keep the peace, you're shrinking. If you stay quiet so that other people will feel comfortable, you're shrinking. If you over explain yourself every time so that people will not misunderstand you, you're shrinking. If you dim your personality just because you want to be liked, you're shrinking. If you're afraid to be misunderstood, so instead you clarify every single thing you say, you're shrinking. If you apologize for taking up spaces, you're shrinking. And you know the dangerous part? It doesn't even feel like shrinking. Instead, it feels like you're surviving. Oh, let me just do what I need to do just to survive that moment. Then you think to yourself, oh, I just don't want drama. Oh, I don't want to be difficult. I don't want to be that difficult person. I don't want to lose them. You have friends. You don't really want to lose those friends. You want them to keep being around you. I don't want to look arrogant. I don't want to be rejected. No. Then you begin to edit yourself, edit the version of yourself, and before you know, you don't even know who you are anymore. And every single time you edit yourself, you make someone else very comfortable. Like you don't care about your own comfortable. If they are comfortable, everything is fine. And you're deleting small parts of whom you are. bits by bits, then all of a sudden you can no longer recognize yourself. Yeah. So why do we even shrink? We shrink sometimes because being ourselves fully cost us a lot. You were called too much a certain time, you decided to shrink. You were told you were intimidating, and you're like, oh no, let me dim it a bit. People misunderstood you. Let me dim it a bit. You were rejected. In that relationship, you talked too much, not necessarily talking too much. Your feelings, you try to portray them, you try to talk about your feeling, you try to put yourself out there, and it looks like you were overexposed. Then you decided to dim it. This new relationship, I'm not going to talk. When I see the signs, I'm just going to keep quiet. I just don't want us to have issues. I just don't want to be that person that nags. I just don't want to be that person that we're always having issues about me. One thing you're forgetting is if it was not meant to be, it is not meant to be. But you need to speak up to find out if it was not meant to be rather than shrink. So let me tell you, here are subtle signs that you would see and would tell you that yes, I'm already shrinking. You feel drained after social interactions. It might not even be social interaction, maybe interaction with your partner. You feel drained, interaction with your friends, or yeah, social interactions at the office, work, regardless of any place, but you just feel drained. And it's not even because you talk too much. Oh, it's just because you didn't really say what you wanted to say. And you know how sometimes you go back, you then start to rehearse what you should have said. Or if I had done this thing better, this conversation would have stayed this way. But that still means you're shrinking because you could have said it when you had the chance. I do that a lot. And that was what made me know that yes, I was shrinking. I'll go home and overplay the situation a million times in my head and say the different things that I would have said. But I never said it. And I realized that I was bottling everything. I was shrinking. Till I knew that it wasn't healthy. No, I need to come out. Then you begin to feel unseen. Oh, you didn't realize you didn't even show up. So why won't you feel unseen? Then you feel very resentful over the people that don't even know that you are upset. You feel like you're living around people, not living with them. So now, how do you even come out of the shrink? First, you need to notice it without shaming yourself. Nah, you didn't shrink because you're weak. You didn't shrink because you just didn't know what to do in that sense. You did shrink because you wanted to adapt. So now you going to gradually undo it. And one first thing I always tell people is you have to stop being a people's pleaser. That's the first. Learn to say no. You see that word no is very important. When you feel like it's an inconvenience for you, say no. When you feel like it's not going to work out for you, say no. When you don't agree with the conversation, say no. When you feel like whatever that person is doing is not suitable for you, say no. Think of yourself and say no. You don't even have to say no directly. Oh, start with no, it doesn't work for me. Or I'm not comfortable with that. Or let me think about it first. So you're giving yourself time to reflect. Then secondly, you need to stop over explaining. I'm not saying that there are times where you don't need to explain. Yes, obviously, you need to explain because some people can be something else. So they kind of misunderstood or misunderstand what you said. So in that kind of situation, yeah, sometimes you really need to explain so people don't take it out of context. But you see, over explaining yourself, girl, you need to stop it. You don't need a 5-minute speech for a 2-word answer. No is actually a complete sentence. Over explaining yourself feels like a trauma response to avoid rejection. You are allowed to exist without like a defense statement and all that. Yeah. I remember I used to over explain and it looks like I was defensive. But in my head, I feel like, oh, you got it wrong. I just need to explain this to you. I just need to let you know what I think. No. The moment you begin to say no and begin to go straight to the point and be firm on it, you then realize that people begin to take you for whom you are and they begin to understand what you're saying. You don't have to explain it. This particular one is very uncomfortable Practice being misunderstood. Not everyone will understand your growth. Not everyone will clap when you stop thinking. Some people benefited from your smallness. Oh. Just in case you don't know, they love it. They just want to see you down there. But now it's time to let them adjust. You are not responsible for managing everyone's comfort. No, it's not your job. Your job is to manage your comfort. And that's why you see, I like it when I start seeing people saying, "Oh, take care of yourself, pamper yourself, take yourself out on a date." On a date, that's a way to manage your comfort. Yes. Then you begin to reclaim your steps one step at a time. You don't need to push it all out there so you don't become overwhelmed or you don't become that wicked person. No, take it one step at a time. Start with saying no. Start with doing those little things that you feel like, oh, I've done and it made me feel small. Or when I went home, I thought about it and I felt like, oh, I should have done this way. It could be you starting with probably saying what you think in the office. The office, I feel like sometimes the office is too far. That relationship, that friendship, say your mind, say what you feel like. And when they take it somehow, yeah, it's fine, it's okay, but that's how I feel, and that's what makes me comfortable. But I'm not saying it should be wicked though, because there's a way you can be blunt and you say it and you just pour it everything, yam pepper scatter, scatter. No, that's not what I'm telling you. I'm just telling you when that friend tells you something that hurts you and you feel like before you would smile over it and go back home and think about it. No, you don't have to do that now. Oh, you really did hurt me. I don't like what you've said. Please do not say that again. That's you standing firm. And that's you telling next time the friend will not say it. And funny enough, my kind of person, I appreciate it when I tell you something because sometimes I might not know. I just tell you something and it feels like, oh, I said something very hurtful. And to me, I felt like it was a joke. And you tell me that, oh, Gloria, I don't like what you've just said. I feel like you shouldn't tell me that. Trust me, I respect you more. And I would make sure I don't say that. I would apologize straight away because your feelings are valid. That's one thing I've tried to learn. Everybody's feeling is valid. So far, even if I was joking when I said it, so far it made you feel bad, I would definitely apologize to you. And I think that's one thing everybody should learn how to do. The fact that it made me feel bad, regardless of your intention, apologize first before you explain. That's very important. So you can adopt that. Tell people when they offend you instead of shrinking. Speak out when you feel like you need to speak out instead of shrinking. Talk about things. Stop accommodating people to lose your own comfort and make them comfortable. At the end of the day, you are all that matters. Anyways, I hope you did enjoy it today. So, guys, I would love to hear what you think. Have there been situations where you've shrunk, where you feel like, oh, I should have done better, and I was shrinking? How did you overcome it? What did you do? We could learn from you. What did you do to overcome it? What are the steps you took? Or how did you even realize that, yes, I was shrinking and I need to take a step? Besides that, thank you so much for watching today's episode. And we hope to get topics that you would want us to talk about. Yes, and I do hope you enjoy the rest of your day.